Let's talk about Humanity. Humanity is a puzzle game and puzzle game creator from THA Limited and Enhance, who brought us games like Tetris Effect and Res Infinite. I'm not sure if this was a known game in the works for a while or not, but I didn't know about its existence until pretty much the day that it came out, when reviews and Reddit threads were starting to flood out about it, and it sounded like a very unique experience. And after playing it, I can say that it has many familiar aspects to puzzle games that you might have played in the past, but the overall feeling I got from this game was different from most. There's a wonderful simplicity to this game as you start out the story mode. You play as a dog who has been given these powers and the responsibility of guiding these people to the light. Who are these people? Who gave you this responsibility? In essence, it doesn't really matter all that much if you just want to enjoy like the gaming part of this, but the sort of lore, the actual story that they let you in on piece by piece was very fun and mysterious, and they kept it just as simple as the entire game. They give you just a piece of information here, and extra power up there, and little by little you're learning and expanding your skills in just a very satisfying way. Also, I have to say just how much I loved the visuals here. It can be a little strange at first seeing this giant wave of people walking in one line, and possibly even a little bit unsettling. But as you start to make them do things and you watch it from all different points of views, it becomes a very beautiful art piece that you unintentionally created from simply trying to figure out what you need to do, and I love that about it so much. I caught myself smiling randomly all the time from the pure joy of watching these faceless people jump to their deaths and seeing them swimming inside the water blocks and creating these really cool patterns of color all across the levels, and it kind of always kept my mind at bay from possibly getting upset at not knowing how to solve the puzzle that I was currently on. And the powers you get to use here are also just very interesting and very fun. They get more complex as you move along further into the game, as you can expect them to, and the challenge gets a bit more intense the farther you go as well, as you expect them to. And I just think in general, it's the perfect amount of challenge here. It's not going to break your brain into little tiny pieces, but it's also not easy enough to be bored by. The music here, I do have to say, was maybe a little inconsistent, and there were times where I would kind of notice it for the wrong reasons rather than having it just kind of become part of the background. But for the most part, I do think it's very pleasing to hear, and it doesn't distract you too much. It's something about this game, something about games like this, that they go beyond just the feeling of like, oh wow, this is really cool. It connects with you a little bit deeper than that, and this game really did give me that, and I was surprised by it. Of course though, you'll have to assess your love for puzzle games before checking this one out, especially if you're debating on paying $30 for it, which in this day and age isn't that bad of a price, but $30 is still $30. But let's get into the user-created mode. When you start this out, you create this very, very simple avatar, and you're welcomed to it's still in beta, so it's not like the fastest, most responsive menu, but there's quite an expansive library here of user-created levels that you can find on their featured page, and a more filtered search page to find levels of certain difficulty you want, or things like that. You can see reviews for levels, determine which one you want to play that way, and it was all just very nice. It was very accessible and interesting to me. It was catching my eye. Different levels were like, okay, I want to try that one out, and I don't doubt the creativity of humanity as a whole, but I sometimes worry about how menus like this and how in games it can be executed for user created levels and things like that. And this one I thought is doing it very, very well. And again, it's still in beta, so I'm sure they will continue to work on it, and the same has to go with the stage creator mode as well. I love this one right away. I'm not that big of a creator, but they had some very helpful just quick tutorials when you start this one out. For the most part though, it's very simple, and it makes a lot of sense. If you tried to make any other level in any other game, like Fall Guys just has their creative mode, or they just had it come out not too long ago, and like Super Mario Maker and things like that, you have your page of all the things you can use, and then you place them on the map where you want to. You can play test it, then you can publish it, and you have your own level. And also, I forgot to mention that this is playable in VR as well, so VR on PC, PSVR 2, all of that sounds amazing to me. I would love to try that out one day. I haven't been able to do that yet. I'm still kind of on the fence about VR. I do have an Oculus, but it's not currently with me, so once I get that back in my hands, I will try that out. But that's pretty much it for this one. Yeah, that's that's Humanity. I definitely recommend this one. It was so much fun. And again, I love how it just kind of snuck up on me out of nowhere. So thank you all so much for watching this. It really does mean a lot to me. I hope you're all having a wonderful day out there, wherever you are. And until the next one, everyone, take care.